Hey, Mr. G here. Today we're going to be making our dream mansion. And this is my dream mansion, I guess, was the Simpsons house. And if you're not an artist, we're going to show you how can you do this even when you're not like an art person, you don't draw. Um, we're going to be using layers and some other fun things. So let's get into it. First things first, we're going to find a house that we'd like to draw. So I'm going to suggest right now that you start with a simple cartoon house and you write the word front view so that we can see the house, but like from the front view. And we're going to click on it. I'm going to shrink my image here and we're going to get this very basic looking house. And I'm going to right click on the image with my mouse. So you have two buttons on your mouse, a left and a right. And then I'm going to go down and select copy image. I'm going to do that again, right click and copy image. Now I'm going to press Alt and touch the Tab key one time. And what that does in Windows, in fact, I believe this works in Mac too, is it switches back and forth between the last two active things. You can see like it pops open and shows the screens. I'm going to go here and I'm going to go File, New, and I'm going to hit Control V, Paste. And I'm going to paste in my house. And then I'm going to crop it by clicking the crop button so it just fits the house. In fact, I'm going to use the selection tool because there's all this extra space. And I'm going to hit the crop button. I'm going to crop it so that it's a little bit just the house. Okay, so this is something we haven't done in this class yet. We're going to use layers. So you turn on the layer side panel here. And then we're going to click the plus sign. And that's going to add a new layer. Now, what this layer is going to do for us is we're going to be doing an outline of this house and then coloring it our own way. We're going to make the outline on its own layer. So I'm going to click on the line tool. I'm going to make sure that I have at least 5x. I can sometimes switch to 3x, 3 pixels. But what I want to do, and I'm going to make this green so it sticks out. I'm going to choose a color that is different than the actual picture I'm doing. And then I'm going to zoom in a little like that. Okay. I have my line tool, I'm on my new layer, I click on my new layer, and I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to match that line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do lines for the entire project. Hold on, so now I am making my lines, and I'm going to do all the lines of the entire project one at a time, trying to get the outline of the shape. The goal is to have the entire house outlined so that we can color it in. And we're going to change these back to black when we're done, but for now we want green. And you can see if I turn the house layer off, there's my lines. And I can turn that layer off by clicking here, and you can see it turn on and off. The goal is to end up with all the lines for your house, the basic lines. You don't have to go in and get, like, for example, these lines, but you want to get all the major lines taken care of. Okay, and that's going to help you create something that looks really good. Also, if you hold the shift key, that will give you a perfectly straight line. So for some of these lines, you can see that it's a perfectly straight line. And make sure that when you select it, you're on this layer so you can see that you're creating those lines. And that's how you do it. Then when you're done, you'll go back and you can fill in the colors, and we'll get into that more later. But this is to get you started with doing your line work for your dream house. And then the goal is to move up to something more complicated like this. Taking one of these houses, copy image, and Alt-Tab, and then making a new one. File, New, don't save, paste, and then doing layers on this. Look at this one. This is going to be much more complex, but really interesting. This is where I would use zoom in a lot to get really close and make sure that my lines are good. And I might even use thinner lines if it's too thick. So there you go. I hope this is helpful and have a great day.